Hi friends, welcome to the Wild Side. I'm Steve Hall. There was a time when kids living out in the country could find fun in what most of us would call simple places, like a creek. These days, with all the commercial and residential development, it seems there's a lot less country to live in, making simple places a lot harder to find. But there are still opportunities out there for children who want to go on a creek crawl, where we learn that creeks are really not all that simple, but are quite complex.
Now parents, you can get in the water, you don't have to, it is up to you.
We heard about the Sycamore Shoals creek crawl, and that sounded like things that these guys would really like to do because they like to crawl in creeks and find a bunch of stuff. In fact, we were just crawling in another creek the other day and heard about this, thought it'd be really fun for them.
We don't really live near a creek, so we just don't have many opportunities to.
Oh my goodness, that is a water bug.
So we went into a creek here at Sycamore Shoals and we caught a bunch of wildlife in the creek so we could test and see how clean the water is here.
We looked for a bunch of critters in the river like crawdads, water bugs, not really salamanders, but we thought there might be some.
These look to be not tadpoles, but minnows. Minnows are tiny little fish, and they're usually found in these types of ecosystems to be food for bigger fish. So your trout and your salmon that are found in the Watauga River are going to eat these little guys. Today, I really just wanted to allow children to see the importance of being in nature, and even the small things that we really don't see on a normal day-to-day basis. We can show them what they are, that they're here, and what their function is in keeping our ecosystem clean.
All I found was just a crawdad. I've never seen one before, so that was really cool. Miniature lobsters, pretty much.
Have you ever eaten a crawdad? They're good.
Pretty weird. I was kind of expecting like a spider-like thing of some sort, but it was a miniature lobster. It kind of surprised me. He was the one that pointed it out to me, so I would have no idea what it was had it not been for him.
Catching the animals, the animal life is difficult. You know, it makes you appreciate what the pioneers did, what the Indians went through to get things for bait, to catch bigger fish. Couldn't go to a grocery store like we can.
They prefer to be underneath rocks, so you'll find them under rocks, under logs, and along the bank if the water's high enough.
They were able to find a lot of different kinds of animals in the creek, some crawdads, even caught a little fish, minnows, water bugs. So they all had a fun time. And the mussel shell, right? You caught a mussel shell, so that was good.
But that's a baby.
I got a baby.
It's a little baby.
It was under a big rock.
Nora caught a really tiny crawdad. It was a baby crawdad or something like that, and its shell hadn't quite fully formed yet.
When they're small like this and they're babies, they tend to be something called translucent. Do you know what that means?
No.
It means you can almost see right through them.
I liked the my baby crawdad because I saw its veins a little and it was really tiny.
So that was really a cool thing to see.
Yeah, that's a little bug, but it looks like he wasn't meant for the water.
Yeah.
I think he fell in and called it quits.
Oh my goodness.
We found everything from crawdads to water bugs to a banded culpus, which is a small bottom feeder fish that lives on the outskirts of the banks of the river. And all of these creatures were not very hard to find, but they all served their purpose today in giving us a good show and giving us a good demonstration on what we might be able to see anytime we go into our creeks.
I found a crawdad in the water.
So this guy is a whopper. He's a big one.
Can it pinch you yet?
It hasn't pinched me yet. He's pretty calm. Remember what I said earlier about rivers, being able to tell how healthy the river is based on what you see in the water. So we've got this neat little index, and this will help determine what the health of this stream is.
And you can look at what wildlife you got, and that can tell you how clean the water is. If it's a level 1, which is dirty, a level 2, which is okay, or a level 3, which is clean.
Now this paper is very simplified. There are thousands of species that go into each and every one of these categories, but this is to give people a general idea of how to tell how clean your local rivers and streams are.
It's flowing off of the Watauga, you know, a little tributary off of it. And it's nice to know, I mean, this is the river that flows right through our town. And it's nice to know that it's fairly healthy. It's certainly got animal life in it.
I think it went really well. I loved seeing how their faces just light up every time they catch something. And for them to have that spark of, I found something, I see it, what is it and what does it do, is exactly what I'm trying to spark in kids every single time that they come here to the park.
You're welcome to explore our website, wildsidetv.com, where you can share our story about the creek crawl with others and watch many other educational adventures from our television show.
Tennessee's Wild Side, broadcast for nearly 2 decades, was originally created through a vision of the Jackson Foundation. The foundation remains a supportive partner in the mission to educate viewers about wildlife, natural resources, and opportunities for outdoor adventure. Wild Side is produced by Rockwater TV, with support from the Tennessee Department of Agriculture, promoting wise uses of Tennessee's agricultural and forest resources to develop economic opportunities and ensure safe and dependable food, fuel, and fiber for all citizens. And with support from Tennessee State Parks, where you can camp by the riverside, retreat to the mountains, and escape the busyness of life. From Memphis to Kingsport, you'll find the perfect adventure in Tennessee State Parks.